The internet is dead, and we killed it. And yes, that includes you. You might have heard of this thing going around these days called the dead internet theory. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are talking about it. In essence, the dead internet theory states that everything besides you is a bot on the internet. All interactions on the internet are just bots talking to each other, and that every interaction that you see on the internet is just fake. Back in the day when this is just a random 4chan thread, people would call you crazy for believing it. Like, you're telling me that arguments you see on Twitter, conversations on Reddit, comments on Instagram are just fake? Can't be. Look at this tweet. It can't be fake. You're crazy. Yes, I'm gonna rip the band-aid off quick.
AI!
The launch of true LLM AIs has caused the biggest drop in the quality of life of any product in the world, let alone the internet. To the point where you can split the internet into two halves, before AI and after AI. Do you remember the AI we used to play with back in the day? You had Cleverbot, which would...
So you are my slave.
And stuff like Akinator, which to this day still surprises me. How does it know anyone I'm thinking of? I swear it just accesses your mic. Like, this can't be real. These things were labeled as AI, but in reality, they were nothing but giant if-else statements. In layman terms, if thing is not true, next. And next, and next, until true. They would just use these to trick you into having a conversation, and most of these tools are easy to just throw into a loop where it would just confuse itself and repeat the same thing over and over. And it's just downright sad to think that back in the day, any person could have any sort of meaningful conversations with these. My headcanon is the guy who made ChatGPT bought into the Bitcoin craze, bought hundreds of GPUs, and then when the Bitcoin crash happened, this motherfucker just decided to sit there and code a whole large language model, and now Nvidia is worth $1 trillion. I may have missed a few steps in there. No, but how it went down is a bit cooler than that. The concept of an LLM was started in the 1960 with the introduction of something called Eliza, which was, at the end of the day, just a chatbot. But the first true LLM, which could in real time respond to your conversations using a library of things in the back, which is another whole thing. The first true LLM was, you guessed it, ChatGPT, specifically GPT-1. But it was with the introduction of GPT-2 that LLMs and AI in general just skyrocketed, likely due in part to the way Sam Altman advertised the launch of GPT-2, claiming that it was at first too dangerous to release to the public. This in turn led it to be one of the best internet marketing moves that big corporations are still trying to replicate to this day. The launch of GPT-2 broke almost every internet-based metric record ever, and college campuses around the world shivered. Now, why do we care about the history of LLMs? Because we need to understand the method to the madness behind this one website that fundamentally changed the landscape of the internet as a whole. At first, ChatGPT was a neat website. You can ask it questions, and it would give you answers in a human-like manner. It can format documents, it can translate, automate, basically anything. But it still has its flaws, and it still does, obviously, to this day. It's horrible. Have you tried asking it anything mathematical? It wasn't until they allowed it to connect to the internet where it puts everything else to shame. That one little switch, that one little connection is what truly caused the split between the pre-LLM and the post-LLM timeline of the internet. At this point, GPT could truly do anything. Well, not anything, but it's crazy how GPT has the correct answer of everything except the specific thing which you have knowledge about, and ask it a question and then you realize the answer it gave you is just completely bogus. And I'm sure it doesn't do that for anything else, just that one specific topic that you know about. I'm sure. Please use this in your legal proceedings. Use this in your essays. Hell, I'm gonna rewrite my whole script, just plop it into GPT, ask it to rewrite it, because probably I'm all wrong and GPT is gonna give me the right answer, right? No, the dead internet theory is not true. Yet. There's still plenty of real people on the internet, especially now more than ever. But if you're an avid commenter on any social media website, there's a good chance you have interacted with a bot during one of these interactions. And you may not have noticed. And still to this day, you can probably go back to your comment history and not be able to point out if you truly were talking to a human. Yes, there are obviously a lot of very obvious bot comments, which literally are just AIs with a script put into them where one's video post, download video, send to GPT and respond using this prompt, and then they spam that out with pictures of girls. This is all in the hopes for people to take a look at the profile picture, swipe to their account, see a link in their bio, and I don't know, I haven't clicked that far. But I can guarantee it's probably not something good. But unfortunately, AI and LLMs are just getting good. You can't deny this. There was a case on a subreddit called Change My View, where this subreddit was infiltrated by a group of researchers who used AI to basically rage bait commenters on Reddit and research on if the use of LLMs can in fact cause people to change their views. This didn't help the reputation of Reddit as a whole, as almost everyone got rage baited, and they only found out because the researchers ended up telling the subreddit moderators of what they did. And the whole time, no matter how much people want to say, no one called out saying this is a bot, this is AI, I'm not talking to a human right now. This is genuinely kind of scary, because how many experiments like this are going around, not even just on Reddit, on every social media? I think Twitter is just run by AI at this point, but that's another problem. But there's still genuine interaction happening on the internet. There's you, me, and I'm certainly not AI. I hope. All across the internet, there's people making genuine conversations and connections on any topic imaginable. Maybe not on politics or on Twitter, especially not both at the same time. On a completely side note, look at this video of bunnies on a trampoline. Pretty cute, right? Apathy is a tragedy, and boredom is a crime. That's what the internet now feels like more than ever. Everything now is an algorithm designed to keep you engaged. Hell, the original script for this video was called Everything's an Algorithm. But why do you think every social media has done away with the following tab and have since replaced it with a For You feed? They need to keep you engaged at all times, always. Hell, that's what I'm trying to do right now. So let me know if I'm doing a good job by leaving a comment below. Also like the video while you're down there. Also subscribe. Also, I'm gonna be launching membership soon and my merch. Now with the rise of AI and LLMs and AI videos and all these other buzzwords that these people on Silicon Valley keep spewing out, these social medias have decided to embrace AI with their own chatbots and contents. And even waifus? What is Twitter doing? And these social medias are encouraging users to create such content. Why am I on Spotify? And when I went to change my playlist's cover art, it said, why change it? Generate one. I didn't even click that. I don't even know if it's AI. You know what? My phone's recording. I wish I could check right now, but I can guarantee it's some AI BS, okay? If you had the unfortunate pleasure of using Twitter, yes, Twitter, not X, you will never hear me calling it X. But if you had the unfortunate pleasure of using this such platform, open any tweet. Come on, any, not an empty one, maybe one that's on your For You page, and you're gonna see one of two things. Someone just being racist, or someone saying, add grok. Is this true? What? There's a whole trend on TikTok going around where it's compilations of people getting fucking destroyed by Grok's chatbot.
As for creaming coffee, I take mine black, keeps things bold.
Because people want Grok to lie and Grok refuses to lie. And actually that's probably the one good use of AI that's happened so far. That's actually pretty funny. But it's really scary how people spend their limited time on Earth arguing with a bunch of water flowing through a data center and a bunch of hard drives and NVIDIA GPUs. What are we doing here, guys? And the funny thing is, these videos on TikTok, I can guarantee were generated with AI. The script AI, the voice AI, the video AI. Hell, it's all AI. You know what? I'll get AI to actually scroll TikTok for me.
We're always on the move, covering.
There's whole industries based on AI automation on YouTube. There's people I know from back home that are making six-figure incomes leveraging these AI tools to make literal slop. And they end up making generational wealth. Why am I not doing that? Why am I doing this? And there's legit no stopping to this. This is literally like Pandora's box. You've opened Pandora's box. There is no way to put it. You can have every regulation in the world, but unless you cut off the internet as a whole from society, this is never going away. All these clips you see of movies, of TV shows, of comedy specials, of podcasts, and recently just a bunch of smosh, there's a very good chance that these were not genuine fans making these clips, because why would they? They would watch the show or make like edits, not just clip the show. And it's a good chance that someone shoved it into a script made by someone on GitHub that's running on their garbage Lenovo laptop, which shits out these videos. And I can almost guarantee that it's automated to post them as well. What do these guys do? Do they just hit play? And the end goal of all of this is to make accounts which can reach monetization. They don't monetize it because obviously you can't monetize an account with copyrighted content on it. So they end up deleting everything and sell the account on some black market websites so that true brainlets in the world who cannot grow an audience to save their life buy these ready to monetize accounts and buy into this facade that they'll be able to make it big now. The one thing holding them back was this monetization. Like, monetization is this holy grail that they need to attain. And you know what? They will probably use this account to make more garbage in the future when their eventual failure in content creation happens. And it will just end up making this wheel turn again and again and again. And maybe the internet is dead. Now you might be asking, why are we to blame? Why did you say that I killed the internet? Also, you're still watching the video, so I think my engagement worked. If it's all AI that caused this problem, then why are you blaming me? Alongside the rise of AIs, it seems like the collective IQ of people on the internet has taken a sharp decline. People have begun to refuse to use their own skill and time to find an answer for their problems or to find the origin of something or whatever. For example, you see a video on TikTok and it's talking about some thing, and the first comment is gonna be a Google search. Like, literally, it's gonna be someone who does not know the definition of something, and instead of taking 2 seconds to go over to Google and search it, they just type it out in a comment. And it's always the top comment, and always in blue, because most of the people watching couldn't take the time to also swipe out of TikTok and search the same thing. So they end up clicking this shiny blue text that has a 50-50 chance of getting the answer that they wanted or just seeing porn. But it's a 100% chance that you stay on the app. It's people's increased apathy and need for immediate answers, which has led to all of these companies to build search engines into their apps, which lead all these companies to build into their apps these tools so that you don't leave their specific Python code with a different UI. And this is also the same reason Google has become useless. You will not find the answer you need unless you put the keywords into your search term. Whatever you search, you will see this AI slop generated summary that now, after so long, sometimes gives you the correct information, but most of the time just lies to you with the tiniest disclaimer at the bottom saying something like, do your own research, I guess. Which leads me to my next point. Let's put something in perspective. AI is not making new information. Hell, it still can't do simple maths. It's just one giant information regurgitated with a pretty screen. And in fact, all the information that ChatGPT has can be found on Google. And there lies the problem. There's people in this world who do not know how to Google. I don't mean they don't know how to Google. Obviously, they're able to navigate to google.com and they know what a Google search is, but they can't make a search term. They don't know about like keywords. They don't know how to build a search term to find the thing that they want to find on the internet. Imagine you bought a bunch of PC parts and it won't boot after you put everything together. Now, someone who doesn't know how to Google and hasn't had to solve a problem on their own in their lifetime wouldn't Google. They would call a friend or, God forbid, tech support, which is unfortunately me on the other end. Oh my God. And spend sometimes hours trying to solve a simple issue only to find out that they put the RAM in slots 1 and 2 instead of 2 and 4. Holy shit, read your motherboard manual, guys. What a seasoned Googler would do is Google and type new PC build no boot Reddit and come to a conclusion. The reason I bring this up is not to say that I'm superior for knowing how to Google, even though I am, but the fact that you needed to be a bit competent on the internet to get the information that you needed from Google. And it took a bit of skill. It's not really skill, but it took a bit of competency to just make a search term and scroll through a bunch of articles to find the solution that you need. Then when ChatGPT launched, it's like everyone who messaged me for help suddenly stopped. In fact, there's a lot of people in the world who felt like this. All their friends who don't know how to Google shit, who would message them suddenly stopped. Everyone who could not Google something properly suddenly had a tool that would give them the information they needed. And not just the information they needed, but word it in any way they would like. Suddenly, all the information on the internet is readily available to any layman, and you can get the answer for any question you had. Disclaimer, not accurate, or disclaimer, fact checked. How the fuck do you think anyone is fact checking? Entitlement. This led to entitlement and false confidence and all these other adjectives. Suddenly, people that couldn't navigate themselves on the internet had all the information they needed right at their fingertips. So these people who needed help Googling now would tell you that you are wrong because ChatGPT or Grok AI or Google Gemini said so. I work in tech support, and I cannot explain to you how many calls I get where people respond to a solution that I gave them for a problem that I know how to fix with the phrase, "But AI told me." But AI told, why are you calling? And most of the time, the information they get from chat is wrong, because guess what? The same way they weren't able to Google something, it's the same way they can't write out their thoughts into a ChatGPT search. Oh my god. Looking back, it wasn't even AI that ended up killing the internet, although it was kind of the final nail in the coffin. But let's do some reflecting. You sit down on your computer. What do you do? After launching your game, what do you do on your second monitor? What websites do you go to? Is it Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, Instagram? What I'm meaning to say is, no one surfs the internet anymore, especially me. I turn on my computer and immediately I go to 3 websites: Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Alongside every round of whatever game I'm playing, I scroll one thing, get bored, go to the next, scroll it, get bored, maybe put on a video, pause that, and rinse and repeat. And I'm sure that's a reality for a lot of people on the internet. What happened to stuff like Newgrounds, Club Penguin, Honkergate, Neopets, Pop Tropica, Miniclip? Most of these websites are still up, but no one, at least not the people I know, use them. It feels like all of this has shifted over to microtransaction riddled sandboxes where you get a false sense of community. It feels like genuine connection has been dead for a long time on the internet. And this was long before AI ever even came into the picture. Yes, we all go to different websites for various things, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be watching the video that go, I actually go to this forum every day, or this, I actually go to poll. But it's like the internet has decided to anchor on to these few websites, and it just sucks the soul out of the internet. Everything is an ad. Everything is AI. Everything is an ad for AI. AI is making the ads for AI. The internet is going to change. Just like everything, all things change. And instead of reminiscing on the past like this whole video did, maybe we can take some steps to hopefully let these companies know that maybe AI isn't the future. Yes, it has its uses. Yes, I sometimes shove my script in the ChatGPT and ask it to critique it. It does a horrible job, but I still get some feedback. But it can't replace everything. And we should do our part. Instead of responding to every comment on TikTok with "Saibao," maybe just write it out. By the time you write it out, maybe you'll realize that you shouldn't be telling a random guy on the internet to shut his bitch ass up. Or maybe you'll think of a better insult. Who knows? Take time. Breathe. It's not going anywhere. Or you can goon to AI, I don't care. Also, do you want to talk about like those racist videos on like literally ever since VO3 launched, like there's all these racist videos and all the comments, it's just like, why can we, this is gonna be a weird tangent, but first of all, why are we allowed to generate like literal babies in video form? Second of all, why can the baby voices say stuff like "do not redeem it" and other racist garbage? And then why is every comment just going, "haha, this is so funny, this is the funniest thing ever"? Like, I swear it wasn't like, it was just a few years ago where it felt like everything was going good. Was it not? Like, I swear to God, you didn't see a lot of racism. And obviously, there were some areas of the internet where you can be racist. But you know that whole meme of like, "oh, you cannot survive a COD lobby, a Modern Warfare 2 lobby." I'm gonna be real. The internet right now is 10 times worse than any Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Because those Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were just 13-year-olds saying the N-word thinking they're the funniest guy on the planet. Looks like DuckDuckGo, my friend just sent me, it looks like DuckDuckGo has added a feature to filter out AI images from search. That's cool. That's another thing, AI images. Oh, this is turning into a rant. Like, my script's over. But there's just so much more off the top of my head where it's just like everyone hates on AI. Everyone is hating on AI. This is common knowledge. Everyone hates AI. The big companies and people who have no creative bone in their body like AI. But the thing is, everyone is creative, but to let your creativity out, you have to not be lazy. The opposite of AI is human creativity, and with AI, it's like people think they're being creative, but they're not. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Am I keeping any of this in this video? I don't know. Cue the outro.